Hello friends, I need your help. What do I do with this SEBO X1? I have no idea. Hey guys, welcome back. So my friend Richard gave me this. Now this is a 2002 one owner from new SEBO Automatic X1. I think it might be the first SEBO that I featured on the channel actually. I can't believe we've gone like 470 videos without actually featuring a SEBO. Yeah, sorry about that. So there's probably some old lady in Bristol who's currently opening her cleaning cupboard and thinking to herself, I'm sure I used to have a vacuum cleaner, but it's now here on my dining room table. This machine was owned by a lady called Anthea, and she's one of Richard's clients. He cleans for her. And she bought this machine brand new in 2002 from John Lewis, and she's had it for the past 21 years. It's been her main vacuum cleaner for all that time. And it's kind of, yeah, been used. It's definitely been used because it's in a bit of a state now, and I don't really know what to do with it. So let me chat you through it. First of all, we do have the usual bumps and scuffs, which are to be expected from a 21-year-old vacuum cleaner. Inside, it is very impressive. We have a virtually new dust bag. We have a lovely clean filter. We have a reasonably clean dust box, and actually a very, very clean dust box. There's hardly any dust in here at all, actually. And there is a date stamp at the top here, which is pointing to 02, so hence why we know it was manufactured in 2002. So it's quite nice to know the provenance of a machine. It has all the tools. Well, I think it has all the tools that it would have come with. Should there be a dusting brush with this model? I don't know. There's no clip. Smash. There's no clip on the handle there. So maybe it didn't come with one, but everything else is present. We have the hose and the rod, obviously, the crevice tool and the all-purpose tool. So that's all there, which is nice. The problem we have with it is more on the sort of mechanical / physical side of things. So if I just tilt it back, you'll see the auto height wheel here has completely lost its tyre. There's some remnants of tyre left, and if I can peel it off, I'll peel that off for you, there you go. So that's what's left of the tyre. Yeah, not ideal. Oh, there's more tyre here. Oh dear. Yeah, that's very gone, I think is the is the technical term. And this tyre as well is virtually non-existent. The rubber has gone hard over time, and it's basically just come off. Now, in and of itself, it's not really a problem because the wheels still roll. Can I get that off? Oh, there's a nice big bit there. Ah, there we go, pick that off. That's the tyre. So yeah, oh, there's still more. Perhaps I'll save that for later. So we've got a tyre missing here, we have a tyre missing here. The main problem is the brush roll and the bearing. So I'm going to turn the machine on now. I can reach the switch. It's right at the top! Can you hear that rattling noise? That's the problem we've got. The auto height adjust actually still works really well, and that is quite surprising. on these machines, a very common fault is that you'll buy them and the auto height adjust doesn't work. It's usually stuck up, if you like. And the reason for that is because at this point here on this pivot, or is it this side? No, I think it's the belts. Yeah, belts on this side. Yeah, this side. On the pivot, there's a very small magnet that's mounted in that pivot joint. And what that magnet does is when the body is in the upright position, that magnet actuates a reed switch. So the magnet passes next to the reed switch and it stops there. It closes the reed switch, and that tells the electronics that the machine is upright, and it's programmed to raise the head. So when you're doing your dusting using your tools, your brush roll is not eating into your carpets. What often happens is that magnet over time, it just falls out. It falls out of the pivot point, which means the reed switch is open all the time, and the machine gets stuck, so it doesn't know where it is. So it could be like fully down or it can be fully up, and sometimes actually the magnet gets locked next to the reed switch. Where it falls out, it goes next to the reed switch, and that is when the machine is always in the upright, not in the upright, in the elevated position, and of course the auto height control stops working, which is not ideal. But the problem we have with this one is if I press this button here, we should be able to pop out. Yeah, can you hear that as well? The auto height control gearbox. Let me show you. This little bad boy right here. Now, a top tip, see, it didn't pick up particularly well either. Yeah, there's more wrong with this than first meets the eye. Top tip for you, never disassemble this gearbox, because there's about 7 cogs in there, 7 small nylon cogs, and oh my god, trying to get them back in together in the right place, in the right order, is an absolute nightmare. I made the error of doing that once. I took it apart, had it all out on the bench. It was an hour at least trying to get them all back in. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Never take that gearbox apart. But I think this one is actually quite worn, because it shouldn't just go and drop down whilst I'm pressing this button. There you go. Just give it a good press and poof, it pops off. So this bit here, you'll see that there's a bearing in this end cap. And I think our problem with this machine stems from this end cap. Now you can pull the brush roll out of these machines very easily. It's a good idea, because you can just whip your brush roll out anytime you want and you can give it a clean. And this brush roll is in actually surprisingly good nick. That is not very old. It must have been replaced at some point. But the problem we have, and that rattling, is that this bearing is very, very worn, and there's a lot of play. That hole has been used and it has been worn, and it is now very, very slack. So it needs a new end cap. It doesn't need a brush roll, that's fine. Pop it back in. See how easy that is. Slap it in, boom, done. So it needs one of those. Let's pop that back on. Will it go on now? Probably not. Is that in properly? Oh yeah, there we go. It's clipped in now. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, it needs a bearing. Gearbox is worn. There's a definite suction leak from it as well. I don't know if you could hear it, but it was kind of hissing somewhat. So probably the seals are failing. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? It's not really one I want to keep. It's not a collectible item. I suppose I could keep it and just use it around the house. I mean, they are really good cleaners. I can put up with that clattering brush roll. But do I really want to? I've got 458 vacuum cleaners. I can like choose anything I want to clean with. Do I really want a 21-year-old SEBO? Not really. And whilst they are great machines, if you haven't got the extended hose, which clips onto the end of the hose that's built into the cleaner, they're a bit of a git to use on the stairs because they're quite bulky. You really need the extended hose to clean your stairs with. So that's not ideal. So, I don't know. What do I do with it? Yeah. You guys tell me, do I keep it as it is, use it as my own home vac, stick it on Facebook Marketplace, or scrap it for spares? Or spend the money and actually completely restore it. I don't know how much these bearing caps are, but I wouldn't have thought they're too much. The only consideration I have with that is if because the bearing has failed, it's worn the shaft of the brush roll, I'm going to get a new bearing and I'm going to be in exactly the same place as I was. I say a new bearing, a new end cap. It will more than likely be a second-hand end cap because it's not worth buying a brand new one. That would just be silly. So I don't know. What do I do? You guys tell me. Chuck it in the comments below. Tell me what to do with it because I am just like stuck. So don't know. I will look forward to hearing from you. That's it for this video. Just a quick one just to show you the SEBO. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well because it really helps me out and I appreciate it massively. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.